Okay, and we're live. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rewind Gaming 3v3 Weekly number 35. We just had a little bit of a numpty moment. We're going to call out Pulsar there of Endpoint Academy, joining on in early. Don't worry, buddy. We still love you. I'm Digital Bacon, and I'm joined again this week by the wonderful, the ever awesome Scott G. How are you doing, Scotty boy?
Oh, I'm great. How are you, Bacon?
I am wonderful, and we're not going to have much time here, buddy, but Endpoint Academy versus ZTC. Quick chat about these guys. Who's your pick?
Well, I mean, you'll instantly recognize the name Endpoint from the team Endpoint that won the Gfinity Elite Series. The game has started, so we're probably either going to remake or get right into it.
We're going to remake here.
I think we're remaking
it. In the background, sigh. Boys, like you had one job. Join the map, but don't join the actual game itself. Just sit on the spectator until we tell you when to go. And some players, they really want to play. They want to have a shot at that $45 that, you know, is up for grabs tonight. And that's only a minimum. It can get higher, all dependent on you guys there at home. I'm going to type in chat now. Like, Scott, just wait for this. Wait for it.
Okay. I'm waiting. I'm anxiously waiting.
There you go. It is !Matcherino. Go hit up that link. Use the code as well that can be found from the, I think it's either codes or code. I think I've just done it wrong. No, it is codes. Yes. Bacon's right.
Bacon's always right.
But yeah, you get a free $1 donation code from there. You pop it into Matcherino. That is a freebie dollar to us to be able to fund this wonderful tournament for you guys there at home to watch and, you know, let your little old eyes feast upon. But Scott, let's get back on into this. Endpoint versus ZTC. You said it. Everyone knows the name Endpoint, but what about this roster?
Yeah,
going to bring it up now to remind everyone at home. That is Swosix, Tadar, and Pulsar. What's your thoughts on them, buddy?
Well, I won't lie. The only one I've actually heard of and seen a bit is Pulsar. I know he's a high-level player. I haven't seen much of him recently, though, so I'm excited to see how he's improving. And to see him on an academy, hopefully that means he's putting in a lot of time and work into his craft. So I'm sure they're all going to be quite good. And we know the main org of Endpoint's had success with the Gfinity Elite Series. So for them to take on an academy with these three players, they must have some trust to them and they must be decent players. So I think they are going to take this and we'll be looking to maybe take the tournament, but we'll have to see how they do because we instantly think Endpoint good, but we haven't seen this roster play, so it's kind of unknown.
Yeah, this roster, for those guys at home that don't know how Gfinity Elite Series work, it's basically you've got your free main roster that, you know, is signed by the org in the good old-fashioned way, but the following three, the subs or the bench, as you want to call them in, you know, more traditional football, sports terms, whatever, they're actually drafted from the top 100 players. So these lads, you know, they're not just any randos walking in off the street. No, they're top 100 players. They have earned their right to be on this team. And I'm loving it. We saw, when I was casting PRL earlier today, you had Endpoint Academy and essentially the Infused Academy as well sign up for them. So for me, I'm actually really excited to see how this Endpoint team do. And they're subtly my picks for this evening because you've got Swosix, who played on Reason Gaming last season. Tadar has always been around the scene. He has been wonderful. He's one of Cornish Pirates, another caster here at Rewind, one of his favorite players, purely for the name. You can't help but go, Tadar! Also, like you said, he has been around the scene for so long, always a consistent performer. Now, ZTC, not really much is known. Tater, I've got him on my friends list. He's been playing in, you know, a couple of these before. Captain Dojo, you said you recognized him, Scott.
Yeah, we both said that the name rings a bell, but I can't put any gameplay or anything to the name. But maybe when we get into it, we'll recognize it. I feel like since the name rings a bell, he must be decent, but I can only hope.
Can only hope. Well, it's near enough a matter of seconds before these lads hop onto the pitch. They're there in the dugout, ready to walk on. Swosix first, of course. No one following him, apart from his teammates. They're on there. Yes, Tater looking for a team. Guys, he's going to want to really perform out of his skin tonight if he wants to impress anyone there at home that, you know, is looking to pick up a fellow Rocketeer. We're going to have Zorin and Pulsar on the kickoff. Zorin gets it, but Tadar is straight onto that. Captain Doge taking it into the corner. Pro6 not getting a good block, but Pulsar knocks it down. Tadar picking the ball up. It's going all the way to the wall, and Pulsar knocks it on in.
Wow, that was quick from Endpoint, wasn't it? We were singing their praises, saying we didn't really know what was coming from. Even though it was an open net, it was still a bit of a tough shot from Pulsar. I'm sure I would have missed it at least. Not that that's saying much, I miss most things, but it's already looking like Endpoint Academy have got some chemistry, and we'll see how that affects the game as we go into it.
Tadar not able to get the redirect. Tater taking off a bit too fast for his liking, but Zoren has got it on through. Pass into middle. Can Captain Doge put it away? It's a little bit too high. Tater with another touch, but it's not got enough power. Pro6 one-on-one situation going down the pitch. Tater actually leaping on in. He's lunging for that ball to get it away to the side. Tater and Tadar over there. Tadar up high in the air. He's dropping it down for Zoran to pick on up. Pro6 received. Going to get it past Captain Dodge. It is going all the way down the pitch, and Sway6 finish it off. No! Tater again! I'm loving these lunges from the lad.
Yeah, really good. Really effective. It's... ZTC need to be a little bit more controllable at the moment. I think they're just hitting it. Just hitting it, really. That's it. But they need to get passes, maybe dribbling. We've already seen a couple members on Endpoint go for some dribbles, and those are effective in threes.
Dar with the long shot. It goes wide. Zoren picking it around, looking to pass it, but doesn't have the option. Tater is up in the air, picking that up. Again, like Scott was saying, where you're just, you know, hitting it down the pitch, it's not really reaching anyone, so it's broken up. Captain Dodge getting the hit. It's just gone wide on that post. Oh, that was close there. The ZTC really need to work their way back into this game. They're having the opportunities as the backline defense of Endpoint Academy is just a little bit weak, I feel.
Yeah, I would agree there. There's definitely some gaps that ZTC can be breaking through. They're just not quite finding the mark. Good save there from Tater.
Gonna have Tadar hitting it towards goal. Captain Doge getting onto it into the middle for Tater. That is a big clear downfield. Captain Doge is not going to be able to get there though. Sway6 picks it on up, passes it to Tadar. Tater try and go with a back pass as well of his own. Duren knocking it towards the net. Sway6 leaps on in across the goal. Tater not being able to get a touch. Captain Doge in the middle. This could be dangerous as Tadar moves over to Sway6, but Sway6, he can't find the ball. It's not on his nose and it's not in the goal.
That was more of what I want to see from ZTC. You mentioned the back pass from Tater. That was really nicely found out. He threaded the needle towards his own goal to his teammate, and that set that entire thing up. And that's the sort of chemistry we need to be seeing. And it's good to see that they can pass and not just boom it and clear it and throw possession away. So it's looking hopeful, actually, from ZTC.
Tadar is looking to dunk it on down. Can't, unfortunately, as he's blocked on out with a man mark. Sway6 to the back post. Pulsar coming on out. He's got to grab boost. He has tried to start starving his opponents, but Tater going the whole way. Pulsar with that boost, it's just boomed it all the way back to Gon. Has got the save.
It's interesting how... Never mind. They'll score.
They'll score indeed as Captain Doge gets the first goal for ZTC. And here, was not expecting us all. Tadar going up in the air. But Zoren with the man mark. Not going for the ball at all, but going for the player. If you can remove them, the goal is wide open. We see it on the ground with demos and bumping, but up in the air, oh, it's a rare treat.
Oh, it's a good one as well. When they scored, they cut me off from saying, it always seems like Endpoint just about have a last man to make the save, but then they managed to counteract it and get a goal. So they cut me off before I could even criticise them. So well played to ZTC there to equalise.
Tadar moving it down across the wall, but Tater's going to be able to pick that on up. Needed to just move it across the pitch or over to teammates. Instead, just trying to keep that, you know, possession and aggression going in his favour. That is a big hit, though, all the way. Zuren is able to get onto it, and Swosix not reading that very well to be able to get the second touch and put it into the goal. Pulsar, though, keeping the pressure going. It is hovering in front of the goal. Captain Doge hitting it over to Tater. Swosix needs to move it to the corner. Does. Captain Doge falling it on. Tadar, though, not connecting the ball. And Captain Doge has got the second goal for his team.
Yeah, it just seems like ZTC do actually have a lot of chemistry. I said at the start when Endpoint first scored that might be what gives them the one-up, but that was only 13 seconds into the game, so I didn't give ZTC a chance. And these three obviously do play ranked together sometimes. Yeah, they're not. This wasn't a last minute, I've never played with you, but do you want to play in this tournament tonight? These guys know each other. You see some passes, good pass backs, good rotation as well. Both teams have had good rotation at this point. So it's actually looking like quite an even game.
I was saying it earlier about if you're at a high level or even as a castle or whatever, you generally get it where players are looking to add you to your Steam friends list and, play together sometimes purely because you're always looking for those opportunities to get better and who you work well with. These guys are coming together as like a bit of a pickup team, but boy howdy are they working. They've just taken a game off of Endpoint Academy, who by their name should be professional players or at least semi-pro. So they're really standing up. And as I said earlier, that Tater, with that looking for team in his name, they're really putting on a good case for themselves.
Yeah, getting the Saviour medal left from Tater, that's always good to see. But yeah, that's instantly gone against our start of the game predictions. But we did say, both these rosters are new to us. So we knew that we were in for a high-level game, but we didn't know what exactly we're in for. But it's worth noting, only one goal in it. It's a best of three, but I wouldn't count Endpoint out at all. I think that might just be a slap in the face for them to get on it and win this next game.
Definitely, I couldn't agree more. As at the moment, you can see it in the defense, that is where ZTC is lacking. Tater, even though he's got those 3 saves, it feels like he's that third man, and he doesn't want to be in that position. He wants to be forward more. So being back in defense where he's near enough forced because you get set into certain rotations after a kickoff. If ZTC can start finding that rotation where Captain Doge is getting those goals, they're happy doing that. But if Endpoint can force a little bit of a mismatch in rotation by going for those demos, Endpoint could quite easily take it, I think. And it is just all going to come down to that bump in, demo, and boost control game.
Yeah, you said it yourself. We've mentioned both teams have good rotations, and the keywords there, demos and bumps. In a high-level game where both teams can rotate well, you see it in RLCS all the time. Sometimes the only way to break down that rotation when there's always a third man there is to demo and bump. So I reckon we'll see a much more aggressive game now, especially from Endpoint, who are a game down.
Ball moving down to the Endpoint goal. Tadar going to hit that over, trying to buy a bit of time. Swosix hit in the clear. Loving that little passing play to get the ball away. Just don't instantly hit it downfield, pass it about, and it results in a goal just as I was pointing on out.
Sorry, I got a little excited about that. That pass was great. Oh my god, Tedder. How do you even say that? Tedder?
Ta-da!
Tadar, okay, Tadar. Tadar for that pass, wow. To be on the backboard and to tap it down to your teammate, Pulsar. That was beautiful. That is some high-level passing play. That's more like what I want to see from Endpoint, connecting with plays like that.
Tadar trying to move it into the centre, but Captain Doge stopped out that attack with the demo. Also, over to the walls, looking for the double touch, can't find it. Double commit there from Swosix and Tadar. You've got to trust in your teammate, otherwise you're going to throw yourself out of rotation. They've got to be careful there. Captain Doge, that is a big clear. It is going towards the goal. Pulsar getting a touch just to send it on away. And wonderfully done there by, I do believe it's Swosix, to be able to get the clear all the way down their opponent's net to buy time to really just reform themselves there.
Yeah, it's what they're good at, isn't it? They can connect at all points of the field. The first goal was a nice pass, but even when clearing the ball, they can link up as a team to get rid of it instead of just trying to get Boomer and maybe getting 50-50. They are very polished. You can tell these guys practice now they've been picked up by Endpoint.
I would like to throw in the point, though, of those double commits that just happened So they're good players. They're starting to learn how to work with team, but it's just communication is lacking, which as we go on through tonight, expect them to really pick on up with that. But they are a game down at the moment. ZTC, with only 1 goal down in this game, could turn it on around and take it as a sweep. Only time will tell though, as we've got 3 minutes left. Tadar single-handedly going down the field did not result in anything. Tater with the pass over Captain Doge. Captain Doge trying to get a pass on back to the centre for Zuren. Didn't work though. Also coming on in with Tadar, trying to pinch it towards the goal. 06 not being able to find the ball. Just out of his grasp. Captain Doge moving it around the corner. That was a pinch though, straight on out. And now Tater is the only one back and has got to handle this ball. But the pressure coming on from Endpoint just isn't enough in that sort of situation.
No, exactly. With the double commit from ZTC, you'd expect Endpoint to throw themselves at it, knowing it was only Tater back. That's a prime opportunity to try and capitalise. But ta-da, he's done it. He's scored again.
Yeah, you don't have to catch them when they make mistakes. Nah, just force open the goal with good, clever plays. That's what Endpoint are playing today. 2 goals up now, and Tadar just getting on the end of that 50-50 there from Swosix.
With a very fast shot as well, because Zuren was in net just about. He'd only just got there, so if for some reason Tadar just hit it with his wheels very softly, Zuren would have still got it, but I would have been very surprised to see that happen. So a very fast shot from him, just to make sure Zuren couldn't make the save.
Double commit coming out of there in defence. They can't be doing that. Endpoint, it's odd. They've got more skill, I feel, than their opponents, and they're just near enough relying on that with the passing plays. But it comes down to the core basics of rotations, double commits, and just communication, which is going to send them from this round 2 all the way onto the finals, and they've got to work it on out. Do have 2 goals ahead now, so prioritize on that and just improving yourself as you go on through this tournament. Dar, though, trying to get that over to his opponents, can't reach the ball, is bumped away. Swosix knocking it to the centre. No one there to pick it on up. Pulsar, again, a good hit towards the centre, but Tadar not reading it well enough.
Good try that from ZTC with the pass and play. It was just nowhere near fast enough to beat Swosix, but I do like these pass and plays in threes a lot, because with 3 people, 3 defenders, the only way to get around them most of the time, unless you're some kind of 1v1 god, which a lot of people we see are in Rewind Gaming, but still one of the best ways is with pass and plays. And ZTC are trying to throw that in. They just need to get that last touch in a little bit faster, a little bit better.
Yeah, they're not going fast enough, not going wide enough. It's too simple and close knit that they're in the centre and it's easy to read, to be able to defend against. Although it's going towards the net. Oh, Zuran with the clutch save using the post there. Tater moving it around. Captain Doge doesn't go with the goal. No, he goes for the wall, which is unfortunate as that was wide open for him to take. Tater trying to get on in, can't get fast enough. Throw 6 jumps on back and does it a second time. Tadar moving it towards centre. Pulsar, you've got the open net. Oh, it's a bit high. Tried to really move around Tater, but good read from him. Tater moving it down. Tadar knocking it back. We're on the buzzer beater, maybe. Oh, the ball was going on in. Does not matter as Endpoint already had 2 goals. That's enough to bring them on in and back to a game 3.
Well, that's a nice way to start a tournament with a 3-game series. Endpoint just seemed a little bit, well, their pass and plays were connecting a bit more, but you said it a lot in that series, in that game even, that the double commits are just rife with Endpoint. Even at the end, when they had 2 goals off, you think 2 goals up even, you think they, try and be a little bit cleaner, but we were still seeing double commits, and that's always scary in 2 high-level teams playing against each other. But if ZTC can start recognizing these double commits, they could be in with a solid shout of taking this 3rd game. But on the other hand, if Endpoint Academy can recognize these double commits and maybe try and be a little bit clearer in their communication and their rotation, then they should take this game easily.
Go into a game 3. We love seeing the games go the whole way. And for the first game tonight, it's good to see. Players again jumping straight on in. They're not wasting any more time. They want to be done with this round 2 and get on through to the quarters. Countdown is away, and Scott, gonna ask it again, buddy. Who do you think is gonna take it, Endpoint or ZTC?
I think both. It's been close both games. Not too much in it, but I think it's the third game here. Endpoint have really started to warm up. I think they're going to take this.
Endpoint going with the reverse sweep according to Scott, or is ZTC going to be able to turn it on around? 4 minutes 32 now until we find on out with Tadar moving it down the field, gets responded to by Captain Doge. 26 trying to bump his way through, can't, but he does man mark it away from the goal. Tadar now trying to find Pulsar, Pulsar knocking it down. Just there, communication again. You had Swosix rotating on in for that. He could have picked it on up. They just need to talk between themselves.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what their comms are like. As always, something. One day I just like to sit in with one of these high-level teams as they're playing a tournament, just to see what it's like. Because right now it doesn't seem like they're calling it enough, and they're not telling each other where they are on the field. And that seems to be the missing link for Endpoint.
Yeah, it's just general ranked play. So this is a high-level ranked play, near enough Lady Gen at home. But the difference between ranked and tournaments is that communication, really getting the mindset where morale, you've got to pull yourself on back. Because you're not playing a single game and then changing opponents. No, you have to do the best of 3. Or later on, have to do those best of 5s. It's all about picking yourself up and continuously learning about what your opponent does and how to beat them. Captain Doge, however, he's going to try and find the goal himself. Can't. Tadar with a great clear. Tater picking up. It's knocked it towards his opponent. Swosix puts that in the center. Tadar on the end of it goes very high. He's looking to follow up through, but it's a good clear over the side. And that pinch is going all the way over to the Endpoint Academy. They've got to scramble their way on back. Pulsar gets it. He's not going to be able to get a second touch as Tater hammers that on to the backboard. Great stuff between Swosix and Pulsar there. Duren trying to keep the pressure going. Captain Doge not being able to do much with it, however, as Pulsar clears it on away. Swosix picking up. That goal is open. Is it going to drop enough? Yes, it is. Swosix nearly halfway in, gets the first goal of the match.
Yeah, a nice hit off the wall, actually, but it mainly came from ZTC just throwing everyone up there. I can almost understand why, because it looked like Endpoint were slightly cracking under the pressure, but it's always a risk to throw everyone up there and completely break rotations. But I think they were just a little bit too tempted by, we could score here, we could get this first goal and set us up for this third game. But no, Endpoint, they seem to be very good under the pressure, managed to clear it, and ZTC had broken up their rotations. A nice open goal.
Swosix getting the ball over to the other side after the bump. Here's Captain Doge getting beaten out by Pulsar. Now Tater bumping it up high. He's going to try and send this flying across the pitch. Gets the second touch, but Pulsar is there on the back post to get it away. Duran bumping up high. Can Tater put this on down? No, says Tadar. Gets on away. Pulsar getting there around Captain Doge. Zuren has a little bit of time to work with. Gets it over to the side and pinches it against the wall slightly. Pulsar, though, he's looking for Swosix. He's actually leaving that for him there. Maybe with a bit of a bluff. Tadar, he goes rocketing high, but he is saved by Pulsar coming on in with the cleanup crew duty.
Yeah, I feel like Tadar might have been able to score that. But, you know, it looked like a nice pass and a nice shot from Pulsar. But it was almost very similar to the first goal that Endpoint got. ZTC overcommitted in the first place, left only Zuren back, who only just made the save. And that instantly put them on the back foot. And it's just not working out for ZTC right now, as Swosix puts in another one.
Good read there by Swosix to come on in front of the goal. He could see the opportunity was there and just had to squeak it on away. That's more like the communication they need between them. Just being able to naturally know where each other are. Dart and Captain Doge going for the ball is in over the Endpoint half, and that goal is prime for the taking. Well done, Tater.
Yeah, I mean, it was a kickoff goal, but as far as kickoff goals go, a very good one, a nice read. Swosix was there as well. He had a very limited selection of places he could put that in the goal for it to beat Swosix and be on target. So really well placed there from Tater, using the corner of the battle wheel really well.
Tater again trying for the goal, couldn't reach it. 1 minute 30 now remaining. 2 goals separating these two teams. It's always an epic series here on Rewind. And to think, round 2, this is what we've already got. We want more. It's looking like a great evening, ladies and gents. Also, just getting on the way to Dar with the second touch. Just goes wide. These lads are really hammering everything and pulling all the stops now, as they need to get back on in and also want to secure it. Zero can't get that. Catholic Doge going in reverse, just trying to keep this pressure going. Tadar moving it into the center. Can Pulsar get onto it? No, unfortunately not. Zuren taking up high. Tater leaving it. Zuren picks it on up. That is going towards the backboard. Can Tadar do something with this? No, he misses. That's in the back of the net. One goal separating them now.
Oh, it's getting intense now. Third game of a best of 3. Nearly equalised. Unfortunately, it comes down to Tadar on the backboard there. You'd expect someone of his caliber to be always making that sort of clear. A little bit of a backflip, yeah, it happens. It's unfortunate. They've just got to pretend it didn't happen. Keep playing their game like it's not 3-2 with 35 seconds left. They've just got to play like it's a normal game, like they haven't got the entire series on the line with 1 goal.
It is a lot of pressure now. The ZTC boys need to find another goal in 22 seconds. Otherwise, all that work is just undone. Tater having to leave that ball there as he had not enough boost. Pulse again over 2 members. He has got Swosix trying to knock it on down. Zuren knocks it out, but Tadar coming on in. The man I've been questioning all evening on this side secures first goal that is really going to hammer home a nail in the coffin this evening.
Yeah, a nice just capitalization on Zuren just being way too slow. With like 10 seconds left in the game and you're a goal down and only 18 boosts, there is no time for you to just be waiting for the ball to drop down. You just need to use your little boost and just go for it. There's no hesitation there, and that's what lost them the game in the end. But well played to Endpoint Academy. Even though they had some shaky double commits, apart from that, they had good pass and plays, good pressure, decent in defense. They looked quite strong.
Yeah, I want to bring that up actually with the double commits. I've noticed each and every time it's Swosix and Tadar.
Yeah.
Now, Tadar isn't as highly renowned as Swosix within the community as a player. He's only started coming on through within the last 6 months, really. But I feel it's more of either a trust issue with Swosix, you know, throwing himself at the ball thinking, oh no, I'm going to get there quicker, or I've got a better opportunity, or is that lack of communication going on between the two? I really hope it's the second one and they can just fix it. But Tadar in chat, they're saying I threw games for fun. That's a cocky statement, buddy. Hope you proved me wrong there with the communication issue and the lack of trust, because I really want you guys to go far. And before this evening, well, you guys were my pick for the winners. So hopefully going on to the next series, we'll have to see some competition for these lads, as we're going to have Rip going up against Neo Meta. We'll get onto them after a quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys. In the meantime, hit up that Matcherino link and the free code to get a free $1 donation, or, you know, reach into your pockets, pull out a couple of coffers and throw them at us, because it funds the prize pool for tonight and it's going to be an absolutely good one. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a few moments.
Good morning, Rug. Good morning, Wardrobe. Good morning, TV. Good morning, Sink. Good morning, Toilet. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry. You're right, that wasn't nice.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to this week's Rewind Gaming Weekly. And what a match we've got for you now. We've got Rip versus Neo Meta. Last week's winners, of course, being Rip. We're going to get onto that in a second, but just before we do, once again, just going to shout out the Matcherino and the codes. You know, it's free stuff to use, and it just supports this, gives these players a nice chunk of money to be able to take home at the end of the day. Also, a big shout out, of course, to the Patreon. If you love what we do, want to support us on a more regular basis, you can find the links, of course, down there below, or just go to patreon.com/rewindrl. But without further ado, Scott, let's get into this match. Rip versus Neo Meta. For you guys at home, Rip is, consisted of Etrex, Chacaron, Sacred, Neo Meta, that's Fury, Gestrix, and Slyex. Scott, what are your thoughts on these teams?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's obviously the elephant in the room, but Rip, or RIP, the reigning champions from last week. So we've obviously got to hold them in high regard since they won our last 3v3 tournament. And, they're looking to win it again, of course. So we know they can do it. We know they've done it. Will they be able to produce the same results as they did last time? But then we've got to look at Neo Meta, and I know Slyex is a really good player. I haven't heard of Gestix, and I know Fury's a pretty good player. So they could be in for a good challenge, RIP or Rip. But I'm going to put my money on Rip, since they have won it before. I don't believe Neo Meta's ever won it. So as I should favour the underdog, but I'm going to give it to the reigning champion this time.
Yeah, it's hard. Everyone loves a good underdog story, but tried and tested is always true. Rip have a lot of work to do, and we've got them sitting in this lobby. We're currently waiting for Neo Meta, just finishing up their break, because, of course, they're allowed a little bit of time in between games to go grab a drink, just like us casters do. I got myself a little bit of a Ribena going. And just whilst we're on that, just going to make sure that you guys at home know as well, we do a 2v2 tournament every Thursday. 6 p.m, a little bit earlier, an hour and a half before this one started. But again, I love being able to see these players, like Sacred, I do believe, played last week in it. And just players coming back and back time again to these Rewind, tournaments. Because not only one, do they love the community, which you can, on the slide, find on Discord down below, or in chat with !Discord.
Smooth.
But they just love the community, love the tournaments that these guys put on. Fantastic production quality is always coming out from Poison Wasp there, who does all the graphics and that. And, has to do all the head work here. But before his nose gets bigger, to this game. Chacaron playing for the actual end point.
Yeah.
So we've just seen what near enough his little brothers, his little cousins can do there in Endpoint Academy, but this is the big dog. Sacred, also on the, he played last season on the Envious Academy roster, and this season, not really quite sure myself. I think he's on Method. That just rings to mind. And then Etrex as well has been playing in these Rewind tournaments week in, week out, putting on a good performance. So they have near enough everything to lose here. Neo Meta, they've got everything to prove. And prove, I'm sure they will, as the players are hopping on in right now. Neo Meta versus Rip. This is going to be a good round 3 match. The quarterfinals, guys. We're getting ever so closer up in that ranks to the grand final. Etrex, Sacred Chacaron versus Fury, Gestix, and Slyex. Let's get into it as Fury is on the ball. Gets it past Chacaron of all people. Etrex needs to get on through. Oh, fine. Chacaron, though, and that's handed on over to their opponents. Sacred picking it on up. He's supporting the new Challenger car, the Dodge Charger. That's going to be quite cool to see. It's not a Dodge, it's a Camaro. What are you on about, Bacon? Jestrix not being able to touch the ball. Sacred picking it on up. That is a long shot, but easily picked on up by Fury, the Salty, as he's going on. Like a good title now. Sacred knocking up high, but was not needed as E-Trex was on that. And E-Trex, what are you doing in the Merc, buddy?
Yeah, that's literally the first thing I noticed in this game. Is E-Trex is rocking the Merc. And you know what? I, for one, love seeing people use cars that isn't the Octane, isn't the Batmobile, and isn't the Dominus. I think that in a year's time, we're going to see so many different pros use different cars. That's my prediction.
Yeah, as well, big shout out to Slyax, who's using the Aftershock, which is one of my favorite cars, but Sacred, or just one of my favorite goals, really. Nothing too, unheard of, but the dunk down from the backboard in front of the net for someone to pick up. I love a bit of that purely because of how fast that team play is.
Yeah, that was just such fast thinking from Chaperon to think, I'm up there, there's no way I'm going to be able to get a shot. If I just hit it randomly, it's not going to do anything. But I know Sacred's down there in the middle, I can hit this down, and to do that all in a split second, well, we know he's experienced, he's got LAN experience at that, so, and Rewind Gaming experience, but Neo Meta can still do
He's
it.
just had a mare, really, there. You were bigging up the lad.
Yeah, I know.
He was coming at him, did not predict that bounce off of the corner, went right up and over him and right into the path of Fury, who finished it off. Nice little play from him, but yes, those bounces, it takes a lot of experience in playing this game, which Sacred should have with how much time he's put into it. Just learning those bounces off the corner. Unfortunately, it didn't work for him there, but E-Trax nearly finding the back in there.
Yeah, we do expect most of the time these level players to be predicting those bounces, but you know, it happens to the best of us. Occasionally, even the weirdest, even the most normal bounces can put you off it. Chaperon with an incredible
following
dunk.
on for that statement, let's just appreciate this move from Chaperon. He knows that if he follows through, he can force this goal, and I'm going to use that term, force. By hitting it into your opponents, knowing that they're going to hit back out, because that is their only option. You can then get the hit back from that, the second block, to just basically knock it into the net downwards. Clever play there from Chaperon as he gets the second goal for Rip. And we've already got a demo coming on out over into the side. Chaperon now is trying to bump up high, but he's got no teammates there. They're a bit scared to move on in. Slyax moving the ball downfield. E-Trex knocking it up high. Fury over to the side. It is just the clear because Chaperon's able to pick that up. Slyax getting there first before the second hit. Bit of an overextension from him. E-Trex knocking it out. Chaperon moving to the wall with the back pass over to E-Trex, and Sacred finishes off. No, he passes. Good passing play there, but did not find the back of the net. Just did not have the legs on it.
It was a really nice pass and play, but it just there just wasn't quite enough speed, enough power, but the intent was there, and that's the key thing. It's only the start of the series. We're only just past the halfway point in the first game, so if that's what's to come, then RIP are looking good.
All moving down the field. Jestix putting it up in the air. E-Trex and Sacred on that. We talked earlier about how vital double commits are to really knock on the head and stop doing them. Don't have to say the same for Rip. These guys have won before and do not expect them to do that, as their communication has been on point this evening. It's just keeps on handing on over us now. Neo Meta have control of the pressure. They've got to just keep it on up. The midfield blocking was good, but it was not good enough on the back line where it was needed from Sacred.
Yeah, it's just there was two players on Neo Meta waiting for Sacred initially, and he just took it up. No one challenged him. They were just waiting for him to do something. And Sacred's a good player, so he recognized that and just shot it. And there was no one back because two players had already committed. It was well spotted by Sacred to notice that, wait, I can just shoot this. I'm going to shoot it and score instead of trying anything too fancy. Same again, capitalizing and scoring.
Capitalised, scoring and getting himself a hat-trick. The lad has done wonders for this team today. just really being a pressure house on the end of those passes from both Etrex and Chaperon. I think this team know how to near enough do those passing plays and know how to rotate effectively in front of the net. That's just something that's missing from Neo Meta. The defensive rotations are fine, it's those attacking ones where they're just not putting people in the right positions. Grid getting a clear out. It was a risky one, however, but Chaperon is faster to the ball. Had a little bit more boost and was able to clear that one out. Again, the attacking rotation a little bit in question here as the ball's moving on back into the defense. Big clear. Etrex needs to put this on up now. Struggles with it a little bit as the players are moving on in, but Chaperon clears that away and is able to get a good defensive hit over to the side.
Doesn't seem like much is happening really. Both teams are hitting it back and forth, back and forth. As we've seen a bit of hesitancy from Etrex initially. I never like to see I can't speak. Hesitancy. I'm a caster, that's all I'm here for, is to speak. In the threes especially, it's best to, if you think, if I challenge this, I could win this, you should go for it with threes when you know you'll be back. And Chaperon's just going to score.
Wrong there. Just like you said, if I can hit this, I should. Just moving on forward, because see that the pass was going to come across from Jestix over to Fury. Cuts that right on in with the interception, goes straight at net. 5-1, it's all rip in this first game. And you were talking about indecision there. Near enough, that's what hesitance is. When you're there going, I don't know, should I go for it, should I not? Because you've spent that extra 1, maybe 2 seconds thinking about it. Well, that's 1 or 2 seconds you haven't been going for the ball. That opportunity is near enough gone, and you can't have that. Rocket League is such a high pressure, high intensity, high paced game that even 2 seconds is the difference between scoring a goal and letting one in.
Yep, and especially with high level players, you expect them to have such a high intelligence in their playstyle that they know exactly when they should challenge and when they have a good chance, and they should have good observance of where their teammates are, because if, say, you're the last man, you don't want to go for something that has like a 25% chance of you winning it. But if you're the first man to the ball, you know, you've got two teammates behind you, you can go for the riskiest pre-jump dunk of your life, and in threes it might just win you the game. That's the way it is with threes. If you're smart with knowing where your teammates are, it can work. So hesitancy, you just don't want any of it in threes. Ones, it's sometimes acceptable because that's all mind games. And of course mind games are in threes, but especially in defense, just challenging it, just going for it is usually the best course of action.
I love that from Chaperon in chat. Don't know if you guys can see it at home, but he just asked for ping, please. As they have reached up to 120, maybe this could be, you know, the saving grace of Neo Meta there is they've really got to pull out all the stops to get on past this rip side. Chaperon's ping now up to 144. Could all be going downhill. Let's hope Lad can pull on through, but the whole team is skilled. Chaperon actually getting that out there, showing that ping is not a problem. Flyx on the ball though. Put it into the center, no one there. Like I was saying earlier, if you're going to do team passing plays, at least have a second man there to pick it on up. Just like that. Chaperon and Etrex, thank you for proving my point.
Yeah, apparently Chaperon doesn't care how high his ping is. You will still get a nutty pass to Etrex. I'm sure Chaperon's probably spent some time playing US East and American tournaments or playing with his friends over there. I'm sure we all have. He can deal with 120 ping, and he proved that he can with a really good pass down to Etrex. That left Etrex with an open net. Easy finish from him. It was all Chaperon with that.
Sacred going for the double touch! Oh, baby, that was beautiful.
Yep, that was just spectacular. This is a high-level team. It was a perfect setup with the first touch. And the moment he touched it, I was like, he's got that, hasn't he? He's Sacred. He's sporting an ESL Monthly Elite tag. Of course he's got it.
Back run. Being to the second touch by Slyax. Etrex is back though. Oh, Fury is up for it. Sacred clearing away. He's got to beat Slyax, who gets there first. Chaperon is up, bumps it to the side. Sacred with a doink upwards. From not man marking it enough. Plus, just sort of leaving that, going for the block. Chakron over to Etrex, over to the side. Sacred, he knocks it too high, he couldn't keep it down.
That was going to be in the top 5 plays if that had gone through. It was unlucky from Sacred with that touch. He, as you said, he just needed to keep it down a little bit. Going for the roof of the net shot is always quite likely to just sky it.
Chakron moving this towards goal. It is on target. Justix had to come across and did. Fury just clear it on out. That's what it's coming down to now. Neo Meta are just trying, but it is not enough to get on past. Now putting it to the corner. Sacred's going to be able to get there, but no, Slyax did not think he had the boost to quickly jump at that, but he did. Etrex leaving that. This is dodgy here. Sacred getting it up. Etrex does not have the boost for it, it would seem, to follow on through. Nice little calculation by him as he just confused out the opponents.
Interesting to see RIP actually look like they were cracking under the pressure. They played so polished apart from the odd double commit and stuff like that, but in defense they played really well. That was the first time I've actually been shocked to see RIP looking like just an uncoordinated team in defense. So there is a glimmer of hope there for Neo Meta, but they need to not concede open nets.
That glimmer of hope is shot. I'm sorry, that was easy for Sacred to pick on up. Like I said, it's those attacking rotations which is hurting them. They're sending 3 men upfield. That's leaving no one back in defense when they are. It's really needed there. Sacred just had an easy open middle lane path to go on down. It's almost like a conveyor belt was underneath there for the ball. It just goes straight to goal.
Yeah, as I was trying to say, Neo Meta, they could come back, but then they let that happen. They were probably just getting a little bit too antsy to try and get a goal, knowing that they need to score soon, since there's a lot riding on this game. And they just let the rotation slip, and sometimes that is always the worst thing to do, is let the scoreline get to you. You should always just be playing your game, maybe a little bit more aggressively, but just sort of play like it's any other game, like you're in ranked, But that's probably one of the hardest things to do, is to play yourself instead of cracking under the pressure. And that's what happened with Neo Meta's rotation.
Ball is in front of the net, but gets cleared away by Sacred. Chakron following on through with it. He's looking to put it into the middle. No! What a bluff there from him! He's got Etrex in the middle, can't get it down as Etrex is leaving on out. Knew that Sacred was behind, moving on forward, and just wanted to play it safe. Chakron over to the side. Etrex putting it back into the center. Justix blocking it on out early. Gets it again, trying to keep it to this wall. Gets it over Chakron. Now just one person back. 2 into attack. Fury being very tricksy, but no one, just dodging on in to get the ball and put it in the back of the net. Oh, but Sacred, he can just do it again. This lack of defensive rotation. Oh, Sacred's got another hat-trick, Scott. What?
Yeah, Sacred's popping off, isn't he? I think at that point for Neo Meta, I can almost not blame them for that happening, because 3 goals down against an incredible, experienced team like RIP, they just needed to try and throw everything at it, try and get a goal.
Was that just me? Sorry, that saw that lag there. Yeah, we're getting a bit of server lag here. That's very odd. Cyrex, please fix it.
Skynix, please.
Looks like everything's getting a bit sorted out here, though.
Yeah, it looks better.
Just the poison in the background. Every single tournament I cast here, there's always a down for Southern Natans. Could this be the one night that makes its way through? Who knows, but it wouldn't be Rewind without it. Getting on, we'll carry on with this game. Though Sacred bumping it up high. Fury is straight on that. Putting it to the Babel, gets the second touch. Couldn't angle it enough power. Back to Slyax, who had to keep it to the side. Sacred dying on, gets the wall pinch over. This is going to drop in front of the net. Ooh, Justix stopping that out though. The danger really was there. Justix keeping it to the ground. And all we can say now is, well done, RIP, for going on through. They're going into the semis. They're done and dusted with the quarters. They took it in a very convincing sweep against Neo Meta.
They're getting closer and closer to being the 2-time reigning champions of Rurion Gaming. They played really well. They had some of the best passes I've seen in my casting time, and they just looked really strong. But props to Neo Meta. They put up a good fight. It just wasn't quite there. It to be fair to them, incredibly hard opponents. A good series, but I think RIP or RIP are going to win this tournament. I'm going to say it this early on. I think they're going to win it again.
That is a bold statement. They've got to go up against Try Harder next. Ooh, that's a team consisting of Z9, Naumon, and Versite. We're not going to be able to see those guys next, though, as we're jumping back to the other side of the bracket. Let's hope they can get through. But who knows? Anything can happen. That's two very good teams. And next, we're jumping on to the other side. Like I said, we're going to be seeing... if I could say this name, I'm going to try. It's a Spanish name. That is Quen? Interior? Esports? Maybe? It might be that. Who knows? Someone in chat, explain it for us. Come on. That is Chris2795. Misa, Sack, and C Briefy. Will be interesting to see that lineup today. They're going up against the winners of Heavy AF and Finding Door, which will be an interesting lineup. We'll tell you as soon as we get back who gets on through that. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere. And just a big shout out, actually, to D-Man7000 sitting there in chat 2 weeks in a row. That lad has donated $5. What a legend. Setting a real example and love for the community. Just got to love some people like that, don't you, Scott? Coming on through and just really supporting the scene.
I love it. I love to see people throwing their hard-earned cash in, you know? Keep it coming, that's all I say.
But we shall see you guys for the semis. Don't go anywhere unless it's to grab a drink and a bag of popcorn. You're going to need it. The next match is looking to be a right outstanding one. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Misa.
And welcome back, ladies and gents, to the semi-finals. And we were just giggling there a little bit because Bucket just suddenly, not Bucket, sorry, Poison just suddenly goes, "Oh, you're live. All right, thanks, bud."
Not sure how much you heard.
But we are at the semi-finals. Yes, the semi-finals. This match, then the next, and that is it. Some high-intensity stuff. These lads have fought to be here. Those lads are heavy AF. I don't think we're allowed to say what AF stands for. There's such a bad influence on Miss Scott.
I thought you were going to say, I'm not sure I can say
Interior Esports, which we're just going to refer to Interior Esports, because I feel like I butchered that in every way. Both teams hopping on in already. We have got Hello, Steak and Zedo on Heavy AF, and Chris, Misa and C. Briffy for High-End Interior. Let's get underway, Scott.
I'm just going to say, you are not allowed to call them Interior. You have to call them by their real name.
Look, Google Translate was quite funny in the sense of it gave me either high-end or yin. And I do not know. It confuses me. Anyway, underway. We've just been
back to the game.
Chit-chatting and BSing over the first 25 seconds. As the ball's now moving on down to the Heavy AF side. Hello's trying to get on out. Tackling with Misa. C. Briffy trying to be a bit of a nuisance. Steak reading it well. It's over to Zedo. Zedo put it to the backboard. Hello and Steak are both up. Steak not getting a great hit. Should have left it for Hello. once again, we're talking it earlier, a lot of communication issues tonight, and it's quite interesting to see.
Yeah, it's the most interesting to see that it's all coming out from really high level players as well. Like we wouldn't keep on talking about it if it was from like lower ranked people. We'd almost expect it, but it's just really weird to see it come out from all of these really high level teams that you expect to have extremely polished rotations and good communication.
See Griffey hitting the ball downfield, Steak with trying to put it high. Hello getting the touch into the center, but Chris can see Griffey over there. Picks it on up, Misser with the shot towards goal, but Hello dives across and gets the save. Chris though keeping the pressure up, Zedo out. Hello trying to be a bit tricksy, does get the 50-50 up high. State's going to knock over to Hello once again. He puts it up high in the corner. It's knocked back to Hello. Zedo looking this, trying to buy a bit of time, slowing the ball down, does get past Chris. Hello picks it up, sends it to the corner. Misser now goes up high. Once again, I'm loving the vertical game from these two teams.
Yeah, and both of them seem to be connecting really well with passing, as they did when I tried to say that.
Oh.
Zedo and Hello connecting right there. The pass and plays from both sides just been like top notch. Like they've been finding each other really well. And apart from the double commits, I think communications are quite good at the moment. So
That was interesting there, Scott. Sorry for cutting you up there, but Juan Interior just... See, Griffey did not know where to go in that rotation. The third man came out because the ball was to him, but then you had one man coming back who was way too far up because he was overextended. And instead, Griffey did not know what to do. He should have been moving upfield, you know, if it was an attack. But that meant no one's back in the fence. And as you said earlier, the indecisiveness, the hesitancy really kills a team. Nice passing play there, though.
good effort there from C. Griffey. It was just a little bit too far forward, a little bit too close to the defender. But the vision everyone on this pitch is seeing with these passes, I love pass and play goals and throughs, and it's always good to see.
Steak going up high once again. Takes it across. He's trying to go for the aerial drag. Just whiffs it a little bit. Hello punching it down the other end. Going over the defenders that ball, but Hello picks it on up. Misser not being able to reach it. Hello actually does a bit of a mischief there. Hitting it towards his opponents.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. It's just unexpected from Hello. Most of the time you see people at this level take control of the ball by either passing it or just trying to do something themselves. Different from Hello.
Hello knocking it down. Good big clear there off the pinch. Sabrifi just buying a bit of time. He's going to slow the game down. He's gone for a dribble. Like a leisurely little cruise downfield, but Steak, denies it right at the end. Zedo's got to clear off to the side. Sabrifi is moving around. Big beefy hit, but it is wide of the goal. Low knocking it down. Chris stopping it, puts it up high. Zedo knocks to the center. That is over to Hello though. Going to try and get this over the Steak. Got blocked out though by Sabrifi, and Zedo has to jump on in. Trying to move the ball out, but Misser is really making it hard for him.
Yeah, a lot of pressure now. And we saw Hello like a couple of seconds ago. He was a little bit slow, a little bit hesitant. He decided to go for boost and then the ball, and that slow play allowed high end to have pressure and eventually equalise.
Well, Misser just turning up there, putting such power on the ball, 124 kilometers per hour from the halfway mark. That was an absolute boomer in every single right. Did not let the defenders get across the goal, and they thought they had enough time, but no. Misser completely whacked that and gave it a bit of welly to go downfield.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about comms a lot, and I feel like in that instance, we saw a good example of good communication. I feel like Chris called it, I'm going to hit this middle, because Misser was like up halfway through Chris even doing it. It didn't even look like he was going to do a pass by the time Misser was already up. So he was up in a way that allowed him to get that absolute boomer. So good communication there, and if that continues, we could see a very close game there.
Steak moving the ball around, gets in front of net. Sabrifi just getting the clutch save there. Ball's going to hit the ground, and we've got another overtime tonight.
Exciting.
Low misser, knocking boots in the center. It's on out by Zedo. Steak. And that around. Just getting it up high. He's looking for an option. Zedo blocking it out, sending it across all the way to Steak. Steak putting it in the center. Tried to get the second touch to block it, but couldn't. Misser. Another powerful hit from the lad. Hello, jumping forward with Zedo just blocking that out. Ball was up high for Steak to pick on up. Sends it to the wall. Tries to get this block. Couldn't. A lot of risky attacking midfield defense coming out from Heavy AF.
Yeah, it's just it's you don't expect such risky plays, do you? From especially in overtime, but on the other side of things, in overtime, I feel like people play differently in overtime because of what's at stake, the game by one goal. You don't play as if, you know, oh, if I concede, I can just, you know, we can equalise. You know that it's. I keep on saying no. I should start doing that. But, it's just people are aware.
Play, you'll get lots more clearances and a bit more ping pong. You see, it's quite similar to start of gameplay where we call ping pong there purely because it's feeding out your opponent. Ooh, that was lovely from Zedo. Great little block there. Misser getting another touch. Is this going to be the finish? No, Chris gets another hit, but it is not enough. 1, 2, 3. And Zedo gets a goal finally.
It's almost wholesome that he got it. If he'd have scored what he went for like 5 seconds ago, I think there would have been some screaming in the castles because that was some crazy stuff. But the moment Zedo went for that, to be fair to them, I think it was Misa just about got that save. It might have been Chris. But the moment that happened, they were instantly on the back foot. We saw Hello instantly go for it, then Steak capitalised, and Zedo ended up getting the goal, which I'm glad he got the goal, since it was him that sort of put him on that front foot.
Heavy AF taking the first round. I'm just seeing there from chat, this is clearly a best of 301, so we're in for a long evening there, gents. Cool, I hope you have got, well, everything ready because this will probably end about, let's say, 9 p.m. tomorrow night. That's a best of 3, so 1 game up here for Heavy AF. They've got the one in their pocket. They've just got to win another one. One interior, though, that is 2 in a row they've got to do. That is a big call. But these two teams, they're very closely matched, I feel. You can see it from Heavy AF. They're just getting those linking plays, and they're very good on the attack. But One interior, their defense has actually been quite solid to it. And then their counter has been phenomenal. We saw it, that long shot there from Misa was phenomenal. Just being able to take it on past all of your opponents in one big old hit.
Yeah, I mean, you summed it up quite nicely that One interior had really good defense, and the goal they scored was a really nice counter-attack. And sometimes that is enough to win a game, but most of the time, it comes down to having really good offensive pressure. You can't always be on the back foot and hope for a counter-attack, especially against Heavy AF, which, yeah, 3 really good players. So I think if we see interior not always on the back foot, trying to get some offensive pressure, they could play better. But they do have a good defense and can deal with a lot of things Heavy AF throw at them.
30 seconds on into the second game. You can see it, the ball has been down in the Heavy side quite a lot. They're now starting to mount up the pressure going on out. Zedo with a big dribble gets knocked out there by Chris. That is one thing we've actually lacked a lot of this evening here, Scott, is that bumping demo play. We talked about it earlier, and it's just strange that it's not implemented as much as it could be.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's very weird to not see that, since every game we've broadcasted so far have been between high-level teams, and usually we see at least one team trying a lot of bumps and demos, and sometimes one person who goes for them a lot. And more often than not, it's the team that is very conscientious of these bumps and demos that wins, because they break up the opponent's rotations and stuff. So maybe as we keep going forward tonight, we'll see some. But right now, I think that could be the missing link for some of these players, is bumps and demos.
Steak knocking it to the corner. See Briffy knocking it up high. He's going to try and follow him through. Gets the 50-50 against Zedo. Has to keep going with it. It's up on the wall. Steak, big clear here. He's going to try follow on through. Chris getting there first, and Steak couldn't read where the ball's going to go well enough. All three players up in the air from Heavy AF. Lads, sort that out. Hello goes Fancy, and it works out. I thought he was going to get punished for that little 360, but does not matter.
The 360
He lands on
no-scope.
Chris. He lands on Chris. It pushes him into the ball.
The Goomba.
The Goomba.
The Goomba.
That's it. It's a Goomba stomp.
It is, isn't it? It's a little Goomba stomp. A 360 no-scope to a Goomba stomp. Is this
Love it.
trick shot in Call of Duty or Rocket League? I just can't tell anymore. Oh, well played from Heavy.
Ball up. Got it on C. Briffy. Can't get past Steak. That was an easy dribble for Steak to read. Send it towards the goal, and Chris can't clear it away. He's too far in front of the ball. That's the second goal for Heavy AF.
Chris was in a tough spot there because he could see Hello was on him to try and get a dunk. So he did need to hit it to the side and not the middle. I mean, that's pretty normal anyway. But as you said, he just went too far forward, ended up just redirecting it top corner. You'd expect better from him, but he was under a lot of pressure from Hello, so he was in a tough spot. Or a tough Scott, if you will.
That's just terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible. I'll never speak again.
Hello. Knocks on back. That was a bad touch of the ball. Chris trying to go out wide, trying to find a player to connect with, but unfortunately didn't really work. Lisa getting up high. Chris, that is an absolute hammer of a hit down to his opponent's end. Steak stopping that. Chris with another touch, keeping this pressure going. Sid Briffy onto it, is in the corner. Zedo not connecting with it. Steak not getting away, and Hello being a third man back, as always, being able to save it on out. Hello now moving forward, down towards the ball, puts it towards the net. The Briffy blocking it on out. Steak. Oh, the fake Steak. I love it so much. Just blocking that on out. No one was expecting it there.
I like the dubbing of that move as the fake Steak. I really enjoy that. Now he's got to score a fake goal, so we can tweet out the fake Steak.
Zedo up high, gets it past Chris, moving on downfield. Hello couldn't finish off it though. See Briffy off to the backboard. Misa, he goes high. We've seen it way too often this evening where the players are just hitting the ball high and need to keep their noses down.
Yeah, especially when the stakes are this high, they just need to be played well and not a bit more accurate with their shots.
Chris knocking it out to the middle. Steak picking it up. He's taking it in front of the goal. He's actually in reverse. He's so glad that Zedo came in to save it. Got to clear that though. So just picking it up. Can't get it over to Zedo though. Chris, it is a hammer of a hit. 49 seconds remaining, and Juan Interior back in this.
Yeah, now there's a light at the end of the tunnel for Interior. Well played. I mean, Heavy AF has been playing really well these last two games, but Juan Interior, very good team. They're not ones to be phased by these high level players. I'm sure they've seen them before in ranks. They know a little bit about them, and I think if anyone can come back, it's Juan Interior.
I love that in chat as well. Zedo there with the threat. Chris, you know you're going to get kicked from the WhatsApp group, and we're just going to keep punishing you if you keep playing well, buddy, with another goal.
Exactly. Now the light is slowly starting to fade away. And Zedo taunting him, saying, "Chris, are you sad now?" Now they're speaking a language I don't speak, so I will no longer tell you what they're saying, but it's looking good for Heavy AF.
It's just a gentle bit of Spanish, really.
Yeah, you-
Got to get this ball. He fakes out again. Misa, I'm loving the Steak fakes.
Oh,
Great. Oh, the demo back. Chris is getting angry with Zedo. Love it. Chris now, though, he's got Zedo coming on in. Gets it past him, but Steak is there. Gets it so close to the net and finishes it off. Steak getting the second goal of the match for his team.
a little bit of a Sonics please there. Bounced out and like directly in the corner. But, you know, Steak was still there. It's game over. Heavy AF have taken it. Played really well. Unlucky for Juan Interior. I thought for a second there was a comeback. I don't know what happened there, though.
You might be able to think of it now. 5 seconds. 2 goals. I'm not going to say it's impossible because it's definitely been done before, but the chances are so freaking slim.
I believe.
If it does happen, I will eat a hat because
You'll eat a hat.
I'm safe. Woo! We're okay. Heavy AF, they're taking it a 2-0 sweep against, I said it earlier, Juan. There's no use there. It's Juan Interior. I'm loving what I saw of these guys. They played earlier on today in PRL, and they put on a very good performance here against, like we said, seasoned veterans of the rewind scene in Heavy AF. They always play under funny little different names, but it's always Steak and Zedo these days playing together. I love the little mix of Hello being thrown on in there. And, well, these lads, they're going on into the finals. Let's just have a little look at who they shall be going up against. They're going up against Try Harder, who we actually haven't seen tonight. They beat out in a 2-0 against RIP, who we saw earlier, RIP. And I think it was a close game from what I can see on Smash. But we'll get into them after the quick break, because it's going to be great. And, guys, big shout out as well to Trox. We just did a little $3 donation. Lovely stuff from you, man. Love to see. Again, the guys coming back, really supporting the community. Guys, one final big hip, hip, hooray, hype for the Matcherino. Make sure you go on over there, do a free $1 donation. It does not cost you a penny. You just got to put in a little code. Every little comment on the donations, we're going to read after this break. So make sure you get them on in. We'll have a little bit of fun, a little bit of banterino. Don't go anywhere.
Hey yo, red grown and falling like summer leaves in autumn, caught in talking, but I ain't even trying to move this morning. Sporting words of all assortments out to prove that I ain't caught in you. But who's the fool but me, the fool who hoards the sky's daughters, boards of roarers like they're mind to cruise and fools for loose quarters. Loose sorted like the doors I've once haunted, locked, boarded, freedom feeding like chocolate in a corset. Warmest solar kisses, misses this my missing order. Said I hope the sky's freckles and just wonder how I met you. Special like some petals hung on tied to the celestial. We be heckled, but I get you, so we get through with no quest. Except the one of how I met you and the fouls I ain't slept through. Stressing that I left you back where everyone forgets you. Heard you sneeze, so I said bless you, blessing me. Although I'm true self-assassin in the game with maze and mind, yet I'd be lying if I said I never ever wondered how I get through. But I wondered and I met you, traveling, babbling carols. I said I met you, traveling, babbling carols. I said I met you, traveling, babbling carols. I said I met you, traveling.
So seductive.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the finals, nay, the grand final, the grandest finals, the best of fives of tonight's Rewind Game of 3v3 Weekly. I'm Digital Bacon once again, and once again, I'm joined by Scott G. How good has today been, Scott?
Do you know what? It has been really good. We haven't had any games that have just been really one-sided or just complete stomps. It's been high-level team versus high-level team time and time again. I don't think the final is going to be any different. I think we'll have a close game. And it's two high-level teams again. So we've been treated tonight.
Oh, an absolute treat it has been. Now, the finals, it's all come down to this. Try Harder versus Heavy AF. Try Harder, we have not seen yet tonight. They consist of Z9 or Z9, I don't know. It's a British thing to say Z9, but elsewhere in Europe, I think they follow the Americans with Z9. Naumon following him, and Versite following Naumon. That is the three that are playing tonight. And over on Heavy AF, we've seen them before. That's Zedo, Steak, and Hello. That is a formidable trio, and they're looking to really shake things up. Because Try Harder took down RIP. They took down last week's champions, and we're just about to see them play now. It is underway, and that is a big kickoff hit.
Yeah, I would just like to point out, before anyone calls me out on it, yes, I did predict RIP were going to win the entire thing, and yes, Try Harder has proved me wrong. So now I'm going to say Try Harder are going to win the entire thing, because they beat my prediction.
Well, Endpoint Academy got completely knocked out, so I was not expecting it to be here. I was actually expecting Heavy AF to be in the finals as well, but Try Harder, I do love Z9. He is good. Naumon is wonderful in his own rights as well, so this is pretty much a community star-studded lineup, so everyone is happy that they are here. Now moving downfield. Hello, good control of the ball there, getting it past Versite. Tried to go on the bump of Naumon, not work. Stake moving it towards goal. Z9 send it over to the side. Zedo and Naumon just getting a bit caught up there. Though wide of the goal. Naumon knocking it forwards. Stake putting it up in the corner. He's now just slowing down. Let his teammates rotate into their respective positions.
Interesting back and forth from both teams. It's already looking. Both teams look quite anxious to be in the grand finals in a weird way. They're not throwing. I haven't seen any double commits. I haven't seen any overextensions. I think we're in that period where they're just feeling each other out, and both teams want to score, but they don't want to concede. So they're sort of just seeing what the other team's going to do, see what their play styles are, what sort of things they go for. I reckon in 30 seconds, someone will score and the game will liven up.
Yeah, it is definitely everyone too careful to make a mistake. The double commit there coming out from Naumon and Versight. This now leaves a good chance for Heavy AF. They tried to do something, but then did not do the half rotates to come on in effectively. Versight moving it in front of the goal. Zedo clearing away. Naumon connecting with Z9. Naumon again back to the center. Tried to force on through, but couldn't get past Stake. Z9 again put it forward into the box. No one really connecting well with that. Versight putting it forward. Again going wide there from Naumon. Z9 bumping on in, keeping this pressure going. Zedo just waiting. Knocks it forward. Stake picking on up. Gets the direction over to the goal. Cleared away. Hello now. Putting pressure on Versight. Down into open space. That is a good clear from him.
It's starting to liven up now, isn't it? It looks like both teams are slowly finding their feet. We saw Try Harder have an immense amount of pressure against Heavy AF for about 30 seconds there. And well played from Heavy AF to not concede anything. But at the moment, it looks like Try Harder are just a little bit more confident.
Stake knocking it out, but Versight picks it on up. Going now just to slow it on down a little bit and hits it over to Hello. We're talking earlier about how if you're going to hit the ball, do it with intent. You've got to put it into space or into the back of the net. This is a prime example of it. Look at this into the corner.
Yeah, great pass from Zedo. That was one. I feel like Naumon was on the backboard. He thought Zedo was trying to maybe pinch it across or maybe take it up the wall, but Zedo recognised that and just hit it on the corner, so it bounces back at like a harsher angle. And Stake was there ready. Good communication there from Heavy AF. And interesting to see that I think in this game so far, Try Harder have the more amount of pressure, but Heavy AF are winning. And that's always interesting to see that it's not always, it's a lot of quantity over quantity. I meant quality
over quantity, quality over quantity.
Wow.
I agree with you there, but the score doesn't show that, and the reason why is that Heavy AF have been putting their shots onto target. Try Harder have been going wide time and time again of the goal, so it's not registering, it's not giving them points. So the score sheet is a bit of a lie. And again, Naumon putting it high. Boys, keep that ball down. You don't have to hit it to the backboard. Yes, you can get a good pass out of it, but sometimes you've got to put it in the back of the net with a nice downwards hit.
Yeah, I mean, Naumon perfectly read that dunk. That was spicy. And I don't use that term lightly for some reason. That was a really nice dunk. From now on, even the sort of to put it in the middle the way he did, sort of using the curvature of the ceiling, that was really well played. But to then jump off and follow it, that is some high-level stuff from Naumon. And now we have a 1-1 game. It's very even at the start of this grand final.
Oh, Zedo tried to make it uneven there. He wanted some rocket ground. Naumon clearing it though off to the side. Stake's got on up high, knocked it down. Zedo picking on up. Being to it by Z9, who clears up to the opposite end. Big powerful hit. Stake clearing it away. Zedo to the center. Are they going to be able to do anything? No, it's dropping in front of the net. Z9 clearing over to Versight. Versight over to Naumon. Naumon doesn't have the legs, the power, the direction on it. But can Z9 drop it down? Yes, he can. 7 seconds left. And Z9 puts Try Harder ahead in this first game.
Wow, the pressure that Try Harder held this game just about paid off in the last 7 seconds. It was really well played there. Naumon in the first place was quite close to the initial shot. It was just quite soft, but even though it wasn't a great shot, it still pulled out a save, which then allowed his teammates to then follow it on. They nearly equalised. This game looks really close. Both teams could have taken that.
This is a saucy old game indeed. It is going to be an absolutely outstanding one. Best of 5. Remember that, guys. It is not a straight 2-win series. You've got to get that extra win. We're going further. These players have to play harder. But that also means they've got time to work out their opponents and near enough play around them, find out new strategies how to beat them. Now, we said, Scott, beforehand that we'd do a couple of donator shout-outs. Going to quickly go through the list now in between games. We've got Dot of the Not Got with just a simple wee. Matter, I'm the best, he says. Cabian, saying poison smells. Spell it from here, I agree. Scott, yourself, you did a little free $1 donation just saying, who is this nerd casting with digital bacon?
I forgot I said that.
Yeah, buddy.
Some dork.
Scott Lilly saying paste for the win. MNG A. I love that. I love it in the Discord. Whenever someone says A, the bot actually replies with an A. I love it.
2017.
Same with you. Yeah. Oh, what a time to be alive. And what a time indeed as we're going on into game 2. Try Harder are up a game in this series. They've got it in, their pocket. They're a little bit out the door. They've just got to follow on through with 2 more games. And really here, we could see it go the whole way in a 5-game series. Look at that. Steak getting blocked by both Naumon and Z9, but follows it on through. Gets it towards the net, but Versite just taking it a little bit wide.
Using every ounce of his boost to get there, only just making it. For a split second, I thought Heavy AF had got the first goal. And it was well worked from them. Quite aggressive bumps, and that's what I like to see.
Steak just going wide, so does Zeno, but Hello! A 1, 2, 3, third time the chance. Hello putting it on away.
You can look at that 2 ways. 2 people, you gotta look at it that 2 people in Heavy AF missed, or as a full team pass and play. And I'm gonna go with the latter because it's a lot more impressive. But I think Steak probably should have scored that. Zedo had a slightly tougher angle, so I can understand him missing that. But Hello comes in, saves his team's butt, and scores it.
Steak knocking it over to the side. Z9 reading that very well, put it into the centre. Versite, what a dunk! That's equalised it on out. Not even a minute left to go. Into it, sorry. I'm just saying. You can go home, you're drunk.
Oh, that was really nice shot from Versite. Jumped up very quickly, tilted his car perfectly to hit it down to the right, top corner, with power as well. That's the key thing. And now it's 1-1. I really, even though I've predicted Try Harder are going to win this, it seriously feels like this could be one of those 5-game series that could go to overtime in every game. It's really hard to say.
Z9 towards the goal. It's a bit high, and Hello clears it away with a touch against that post. It's responded to, and Zedo takes it to the corner. Now Mom putting it down for Versite, but Zedo cuts it a little bit. Gets it over to the centre. Now Mom with the pass back over to Z9, who clears it into his opponent's corner. State trying to slow it on down. This is going to go in front of the goal. Only just because Zedo gets it on away. Across the goal. Hello now not being able to read Versite that well. Z9 try to get a power hit off of it. Zedo now the clear on over the Hello. Gets the second touch, but Naumon reads it so well.
Yeah, a really nice save from Naumon. Just a little bit. He pre-jumped, flipped perfectly. I can't believe Versite missed that. If he'd waited, he could have scored that. No boost, true. But if he'd waited a little bit, especially since he had no boost, it was his only option, I feel like he might have been able to do something a bit better with that.
Yeah, it's down to those simple reads. You've noticed that Versite's lacked that a little bit, but he is creating some great opportunities for his team nevertheless. Now Mon up, hits it towards the goal. Steak puts it into the corner. We'll be able to see Z9 put it in front of the net. Versite coming on in, creating those wonderful opportunities, like I said. Fortunately, Naumon couldn't get the end of it. And Hello, making his way through the opponents.
I just love that Hello is named Hello, so whenever he scores, it just sounds like you're really enthusiastically greeting someone. Hello! But no, he's just scored. Just a really good pass, honestly. From Zedo, he faked out someone, kind of, and then managed to spot out Hello, and he had to do an early flip. It was really well timed. All in all, it was just a pixel-perfect pass to play, and now they've taken the lead. Heavy AF are looking quite stronger, and I think they might equalize in the series.
So like the bump up field does reach Naumon, who takes it over. Hello, got to get it on around that corner, away from his opponents, but Naumon picks it on up. Z9 not in the best position, actually hits Zedo there. Oh, I love a little bit of Yum needed bump. Z9 puts it up over. Naumon went for the double commit there as well. That's a long shot, but Versailles keeps it out. Stake putting it back into the mix. Z9's got Zedo on him. Zedo does get to it first. Hello going up. Drops it down. It's a slow one. Needs someone to finish it off. Stake hit it to Z9. Z9 into the post and it's on out. Whew. Close one there.
I cannot believe that was a goal, really. I saw Z9 was lacking boost. Versailles had gone up, but it's a goal now. It was a really good save from Z9, is what I was trying to say. But he instantly gets discounted because Heavy AF are now putting up a lot of pressure.
Stake did have to come through at the end though to secure it away. Otherwise, I do think that I think it was Naumon would have come in and just got the little squeak on it to get it on out. But 3-1 up now, Heavy AF. They lost that first match. They're looking to take the second one.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they did well in recognize in a best of 3 losing the first match. It's a little bit more harder to take because, you know, if you lose the next match, the series is over. But with this best of 3, they still have a bit of a safety net, so they can just say, oh, well, we can keep working on it, we can improve our game without any pressure of we need to win this. And it's working well, very well in fact.
Oh, Stake has just got himself near enough a goal out of nowhere. Naumon hitting it back into Versailles. I don't know why Naumon was coming up for it. Stake.
What does that mean?
I love that from Z9. You guys can see that in the chat. Apparently Z9 says that Stake eats melon off of his toes.
I don't want to think about why he does
you
that.
know, floats your boat, I say.
Each their own.
The second hit does get it. Now I'm picking it on up as it was needed. Whew, Triada got themselves back to a 2-goal differential.
Oh, I was just, all in all, very impressive, weirdly. I thought Z9 was going to get that double touch, but ended up passing it to Naumon, who was already in the air, so it was a bit of a pre-jump play. I'm not sure how calculated it was. It looked like more Naumon was being an opportunist. We saw, oh, if I boost down, I might score this. But either way, it looked quite fancy.
Versailles picking the ball up, going for the dribble. Zedo does read it very well, gets over to his side. He's looking to pass it to Hello. A bit too high, though. Stake and Naumon are up. Stake puts it over to his left. Versailles following on through, bouncing it off the wall. Looks to be able to get us on target here.
Oh.
Versailles with the goal. 5 seconds remaining. Try harder, need to try even harder for a kickoff goal now.
I like that. And it's possible. 5 seconds, that's enough. Even if they lose the kickoff, they still have a little bit of time for a counter-attack. They have won the kickoff. This is possible.
No, it's gone. Heavy AF take game 2. We're pretty much now essentially down to a best of 3 series. And I think it's going to keep going all the way to a best of 1 essentially in that 5th match, as these two teams have got so little separating them.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That game almost felt like the opposite of the first game, where Tryharder had most of the pressure and just about won. It felt like it was completely the opposite. Heavy AF, for the most part, had the majority of the pressure and just about won by 1 goal. It is so evenly split. It's been the same throughout every series we've seen. It's been hard to put a prediction on who's going to win. I think this series is no different. I believe it probably will go to a best of 5 because neither team looks like, even when they're starting to find their feet, are dominant over the other one. They're really even.
Well, guys, you've heard our thoughts on it, but let's hear it from you, chat. Who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be Heavy AF or is it going to be Try Harder? Make sure to shout out your energy. Give it to those teams because they're needing it. Because they need that little edge over the other to be able to take home that $45 prize pool.
I'd just like to note, I don't know who said it, but someone insulted Steak by saying he dips his biscuits in water, which kind of made me feel sick.
That's disgusting. Oh. As a Brit, that is deeply insulting.
That's insulting to our culture, to who we are. We're tea drinkers.
Try Harder. Please follow your own team's advice. I love that, Mr. Denial. That is a great thought. Naumon not being able to get a touch. Hello puts it back. Steak picking it on up. Versailles, no one really going for it. Again, going for those block plays that we saw earlier. Naumon over to the side. Versailles putting it into the center, but no one is there. Naumon cutting out Steak. Steak was trying to play with too much time, and it really has cost him. And Z9 has come on through and got the first goal of the game.
Naumon played really well there, just to not really give Steak any breathing room. We could see Steak trying to take a touch and control it, and he did, but Naumon was like, oh, I can just throw myself at this because I know both my teammates are behind me. And they were, and Z9 recognised that quickly and capitalised on it. So really well played from Naumon to very quickly in this game put on pressure, get into good challenges, get into good blocks, and set up his teammate nicely.
Good block there by Naumon as well. Steak went up high for it. Z9 with the clear. You can see Hello pick that up high. And Steak dunked this on down. No, he misses. Unfortunate there. Versailles on the ball. Isn't able to get past Zedo. He's so good in that midfield, this lad. Z9 hooking it up high. Steak's going to respond. Puts it into the corner to bounce on around. It is in front of the net. But no one there going on in to finish it off. Zedo was just lingering about downfield in the corner a bit too long.
Zedo just needs to find his position and keep in the rotation. Just be more conscious of where he is on the field and rotate. A lot of the times, people are slow to rotate or rotate when they shouldn't be. You sort of need to know where your teammates are and rotate quickly. There shouldn't be any hesitancy.
Zedo over to Steak. Steak at net, but Versailles clears on out for a little bit of time. Logan blocked out there by Naumon, who jumps on in to save it. Zedo is up high, puts it in front of the goal, but Z9 gets to it first. Steak up high, looking to follow through. No, Zedo is good little communication with them. Make sure they don't do a double commit there. Steak up high. Zedo gets to it. And Hello over to the middle. Nearly called him Envy, of course, because he is a sub on the Envy roster. Big stuff from that lad. It's like going up, has to get away, and does. It's almost turned into another bit of ping-pong pressure.
Yeah, and it does often happen in threes when both teams are too afraid to have their ball in their half for too long, so they just end up clearing it. And you can understand it, especially in the sort of context right now that they are in a grand finals. But both teams need to sort of just take a deep breath, realise ping-ponging's never getting you anywhere, that you need to get some passes in, maybe some dribble plays, and actually try and get something done instead of just smashing the ball away.
Yeah, especially if you're Heavy AF right now. You just reached the 1 minute 55 mark left in the game. You've got to find the back of the net. Hello again, blocked out there by Naumon. Great stuff. They're starting to get those backboard plays going. But it's those team plays we saw earlier, which are desperately needed here from Heavy AF, because they're so good at it, but they're just not using it.
Yeah, team plays.
Ooh, Z9 just being able to find it there. Look at this. He was threading the needle in between Hello, Zedo, and Steak.
Yeah.
All three defenders coming on back. And, well, it was nothing for Z9. It was almost like they weren't there.
I think that's probably the definition of threading the needle. In between the entire team, they were all there. And I'm pretty sure if we placed it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, someone on Heavy AF almost the perfect place to slip through and get the second goal here. Tryharder are looking strong now with a 2-goal lead.
Stake over the center again. No one there picking it on up. The lads of Heavy AF are just being a bit too cautious, keeping 2 people back in defense, not putting 2 forward like they need to now. As you're coming down to the last minute, you've got to start looking for those goals, because if you do not find them, well, you've lost the game. Simple as that.
Yeah, and at a certain point, you sort of need to stop being too defensively minded and realise that we're playing a good team. Tryharder are a solid team, especially in defence. We've seen Nalman's got 4 saves, so they need to start putting on some serious offensive pressure. And at this point, 30 seconds left, they need to do it now.
9 with a slow ball burst with the doink, puts it up into the top left, gets the 3rd goal for Tryharder.
The doink. We all love seeing doinks. I was interested by why both Zedo and Hello pre-jumps. They pre-jumped the initial hit from, I think, Z9 or Nalman, but both of them pre-jumps. Like I can understand one of them pre-jumping, but a bit of miscommunication there. And as they were landing, that allowed Versight to put in a very nice doink, and we all love doinks here.
I'm on over to the corner, but 5 seconds left. I'm sorry, calling it now. Tryharder take game 3, put it in up to a 2-1 series. Wasn't dropping down just yet though. Lads, of course, in good Rocket League fashion, want to keep it up in the air. No, says Hello. Wants it over and done with. That's quite interesting. Hello, for some reason, is second controller is linked on up.
Interesting.
Only at the end there. But
Maybe
anyway,
Don't.
Tryharder versus Heavy AF. Heavy AF there taking a big old thrashing from Tryharder, who just bringing in the illegal stuff. Poison, you're a troll, shush. But yeah, Heavy AF, they just not putting 2 men up into attack. It's quite simple. Yeah, it's good for defense, but Tryharder, when they really keep it going, it's that pressure which is which just keeps on hammering away. Both teams are good at that, and Heavy AF, when they're just better than Tryharder, I believe, when they're putting that pressure in there. But for some reason, they just seem a bit slow and scared in that game.
Yeah, I think that's it. It also, I'm just going to point out that only one person in a 6-player lobby made any saves that game. That's something you don't see often. No one had any saves, but Nalman had 5. And that's probably the difference. Nalman was making saves. No one on Heavy AF was making saves. And unfortunately, when you got a team like Tryharder who can put on pressure, you need someone who's going to make some saves and allow you to counter-attack. And that could be the difference. That might be what gave Tryharder the edge, was Nalman was there to make some saves.
Well, we're off into game 4 here. Tryharder are up a game. This could be it. This could be match point. We'll have to see. We have 4 minutes 50 remaining. A bit longer with some goals. And we're starting to see a bit more aggression come out in the solo plays from Heavy AF.
It's nice to see. As much as I rave on about passing plays and stuff, as someone who used to play a lot of ones, I still love seeing solo plays in threes, and I think you don't see them often, but when you do, they're very effective, and they make.
We have Hello knocking it to the side, well read by Nalman, puts it back into the middle, no one there. Take over to Zedo, puts it up high into the corner, tries to follow through in the air, does get the second hit, but Nalman is back in goal for that weak hit. 9 with the double touch, it's going all the way, a nice lofty ball into the high parts of the goal.
Jesus, C9, to read that off the clear and then get a double touch, perfectly using every single boost. By the time he touched that, he had 0 boost. That was probably one of the best double touches I've seen in person. Everything about that was beautiful. To touch it to redirect it from a clear, then follow it just with enough boost. Beautiful from Z9. I'm sure I'll see that on Twitter and in one of Ben's beautifully edited highlight videos.
Steak with a little roll over and picks up the ball. Quite nicely stopped there. Zedo with the shot on goal. It hits the crossbar and is out. Hello putting it back on in. Zedo rolls the wrong way, but Hello is there to pick it on up. This is what we're talking about. Send everyone forward because Heavy AF, that's where you're better. You're an aggressive team. Keep at it.
Yeah, I like to see, I think it was Zedo with the demo there, and they nearly scored just from that because of the open net, but that is just what I think Heavy AF need to be doing, is aggressive in both offensive terms, but especially with the bumps and demos. We talked about them all night because we haven't seen much of it, is that can be the key difference to breaking down a team like Tryharder, which is very polished, and that could completely tear them apart and discombobulate them a little bit.
Steak moving it around, gets it past Z9, but Naumon is there to receive. Zedo into the center, it's a risky maneuver, but Hello gets it away to his opponent's corners. Can't connect with the ball, however, off the wall. Steak in defense, does get it away. Versight having to turn around. Zedo getting it past him, good little interception. Zedo slowing it down, trying to get it over to Steak, but Versight, you're enough, getting in there and not letting him make the play he wants.
I like to see that, sort of just cutting it out instantly, not even let... We talked about hesitancy a lot. We saw Versight proving why you shouldn't be hesitant, is you can cut out plays before they even happen.
Versight up, he's looking to get over to the backboard. And a bit wide for his team's liking. Now, you can see it, he's on the way back. Everyone committed forward for that. It was when Heavy AF needed a strike and counter, but couldn't. Naumon knocking it down. Zedo clear up into the air. This is risky, but Steak pushing it on forward. Z9 receiving very well. Hello into the groove, into the corner. It goes straight on down. He couldn't get the next touch he needed. Steak not really landing well there and clears it on away. Goes against his team. Hello picking on up. And we have started to see Hello really put on a performance now as he's trying to carry his team on through.
Yeah, I think he is a really key player in Heavy AF. He's very aggressive, he's very in your face, and a lot of times that works. Like, for example, when the ball was dropped in front of the goal, if Versight hadn't got such a good touch, Hello was right there ready to score. And that is such... It's always good to have a player like that on the team, just to get those sort of goals.
Well, it comes down to both Zedo and Steak play on a team normally, and Hello's the one that's just come on in for this. So Zedo and Steak are letting Hello do what he wants near enough. They're letting him go on those solo plays because those two will just link up quite naturally together. Steak, though, big clear on over his opponents, giving a bit of time for his teammates to get boost and move forward. Ball's up for Steak. Passing play, like I said, natural link-ups there, but the defense was... had to really change his direction because he thought it wasn't going to go that wide. Zedo has put this in a dangerous place, but Hello moves it on out. Steak looking to punch it into the corner for someone to pick on up. Zedo is there. Z9 clears it on away. The pressure is still going. Zedo's staying there. Naumon gets it finally. That's a big open net there. Hello is just getting back in time. He's going to go and charge on this and does get it. It's all the way out into the middle. Zedo, big punchy hit, but does not find his target.
It's like Heavy AF are starting to find each other with passes a lot more, but they're just not quite... There's still a piece missing from the puzzle. It's quite hard to say what it is, but they're just not quite scoring. But they're starting to... They seem like they're getting better as they play and getting used to Tryharder, and that's the joy of a best of 5.
Could go all the way to that 5th game here as we're going into overtime in game 4. Tryharder having to now deal with a bit more aggressive Heavy AF. We're doing exactly what we asked of them during a little break in between games. Edo there, putting it over. Versight picking it up. He's going to look for the second touch. Steak beats him to it. Naumon, though, getting on the end of it. Hello, getting to it before Versight. Naumon puts it in the middle. Z9 nearly got the winner for the game. Z9 as well, trying to get that. Could this be the runaway goal? It's going wide. Zedo puts it up high in front of the goal. Hello just has to drop it on down.
Oh.
Z9 actually carries it into the goal. We're going to that game 5 because Hello has just got himself the winning goal.
Wow, that was that was such an intense 35 seconds, you must be out of breath. Because that, I would be at least. That's probably why I'm not play-by-play. But Try Harder came so close to scoring there. But unfortunately, they threw everyone up, winning the grand final. And they just threw everyone at it. And then instantly Zedo hit it up. He nearly scored on his own. Well played from him to get a gentle pinch. Half the times when I'm in those situations, I ended up just pinching it back to my own net because I'm not very good at pinching and controlling. But Zedo showed exactly how you can do soft pinches and respect it. And I just called him Envy. Hello. Respect to Hello for being up so quickly. That fast aerial was just smooth and managed to get up almost completely vertically, really, and then hit it down. So it was an impressive shot on its own just to get there. And now we have a game 5. I think we said at the start, it's probably, and after every game, I think, that it's going to go to a game 5. And we were proven right.
Oh, you can just feel it sometimes when you get a matchup of where it is going to go, how long it's going to be, and how much these two teams want it. And it's going to come down now to who wants it more between Try Harder and Heavy F. Guys, Match Arena is still open. We're currently on $30. Let's reach that 45. Even after the tournament is going, if you're still feeling very, if you think these guys have earned it, you can still put a little bit more in. Couple more donations for about the 5 seconds before we start. You've got Trox saying Bucket is bad. D-Man saying take my money and keep up the good work. And Fusion is apparently being held hostage. Can someone go check in on him? Like, you're okay there, bud?
Well, I don't think we should if he's giving us money. That's a horrible thing to say.
No, the kidnapper's doing a good job letting him donate. Yeah, sure.
I'll take it.
Steak hitting the ball over to Zedo. Zedo going for the backboard. He's looking for the double touch and finds it. What a long play up in the air from Zedo.
Oh, that was beautiful. It even bounced off the ceiling. 10 times harder to read. Anytime a ball hits the ceiling, like most people just get thrown off by it. But Zedo perfectly just read where it was going to go from the ceiling hit to then the backboard, to then be there and score it. That's a nice way to start a best of 5, but it's instantly equalised. It's intense now.
Oh, both these teams are going to be wanting the pop off. Naumon coming in for a long way out, letting his two teammates actually rotate on back in that maneuver as well, in case he didn't get it. But equalised out, this is looking like these two could be the only 2 goals until an overtime, or we could see many, many more like that. Steak. That goal, it was well done.
Is that a steak pun?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a steak pun.
I'm not a steak eater, I was just checking. Good fun, but wow. What a shot. There was even someone in net, but it was so powerful, but also so well placed to be in the top shelf of the goal. That was just a perfect redirect, weirdly. And now it's 2-1. I think we could be seeing a goal equalise situation here in this game 5.
Naumon up to the centre. Hello clearing away. Steak and Z9 both going up. Really getting much movement. Hello pinching against the wall. Goes to the corner. A little bit of a voice break, of course. A little bit of a hiccup, that's why.
It wouldn't be a cast without a hiccup.
Steak getting it up on the wall. It's looking to find a teammate. Slow now. He's got Hello coming in. It's too much power on it. Zedo moving into centre, keeping his pressure going. Z9 up over Hello. Steak getting in there, but it's bounced off. Versight going a bit wide. Trying to go for the second touch, but couldn't reach it.
He was close though. I think he was lacking boost. One thing we can say about these, one thing that separates them from lower tier players is the way they can read the bounces from the ball on any surface, from the ceiling to the weird corners to anything. They just seem to know where it's going to be. It's like they've just got a trajectory mapped out in their minds, and that's what you need to be a high level player. And Steak's just going to somehow force his way to a goal.
Steak getting his second goal of the game. And it was off of a great little pass there from Hello. But instead of knocking it out to the center like you would expect, just put it down. It's those tricksy plays which are so hard to read, which are going to get the win for Heavy AF here if they can keep it up.
I think Trixie is one word you could describe Hello as. He just seems to be that player, doesn't he? And he's going to keep scoring.
Yeah, that one was, it was a weak kickoff goal. This Hello just put it up high afterwards and then just like gentle into the goal. He just had to keep his cool as he got it.
I think Hello's very good at keeping his cool. He seems to be one of those players that's just so good in offense, really. Like everything he does seems to be he's in the opponent's head. He knows what he's doing at all times. It's all very smart. And you mentioned before that Zedo and Steak are on a team together. So Hello's sort of a foreigner in this sort of roster. He's gelled really well.
Amon up high, gets beaten to it by Zedo's, trying to get on around. Versailles does not put us in a great place, but Steak can't get to it. So now cutting on in, trying to pass over to Steak, but Steak was on his way back. He's going to keep with that rotation. Amon, pinch over to the side, the pinch, the knock over the side, the redirect. He gets the second touch off of that wall. Up high now. Zedo can pick it up on the ground. He's going for a drill. Gets it past Z9. He's got the net in front of him, puts it away. That's his second goal. And this is looking like a dominating game in the last game of the series for Heavy AF.
Yeah, this is one of the very few games we've seen that. But I've said it before in this cast that I love what ones plays in threes, and Zedo showed how you can use that effectively. A good catch, beat out Z9 with a flick, and have the goal to himself. Really well played from Zedo.
Steak putting it up high. Z9 throwing it on down. Zedo going for the boost steal, actually. You can see he's got two mates back in goal, so he's not too worried about the fence. He just wants to throw off the fence or try harder there, making sure they can't attack on them. Versailles has got it past two, though. Hello coming forward. Knocks it away. That's an open net there. If Hello can get over to Zedo quick enough, can't. That is a good interception from Namor, getting over the Z9. Z9 getting it past Steak. Oh, that is left, but Steak, good clear over the goal and away from the danger zone.
Yeah, Steak just saved Hello from embarrassment there. One of the first few times I've seen Hello just completely whiff like that, but I was insane how quickly Steak was there. I'm not sure if it was gonna be a double, but I think Steak just realised like really quickly how Hello missed, but a minute, there's the time.
Yeah, Z9 there, picking the ball up as both Namon and Zedo went up for the ball. Zedo just to near enough clear it away, be in the way of the goal. Namon just not reading it that well. Z9 turned on around, when it landed, smash it in the back of the net, no one's there. 3 goals now needed from Try Harder to equalise it on out. 53 seconds remaining. It can be done, but it is a massively tall order here for them.
Yeah, as much as I'd like to see it happen, I'm starting to think at this point, Heavy AF have got it in the bag.
Z9's just taking it past Steak and Zedo, though. That is going into a dangerous position. Namon off to the backboard. Z9 trying to keep control of it. It's over. Good clear away from Zedo. Namon now has to pick up the boost and start. Zedo trying to intercept up in the air. That was a risky play. Steak is up. Z9 over in front of the goal. Versailles, he's gone a bit wide, but can get the second hit after it touches the post. 10 seconds remaining, 2 goals are required. This, well, Try Harder, their name, it's got to be try their hardest right now.
Yeah, seriously, it's nice to see them bring it back to a 2-goal game, but I'm going to stick by what I said. I still don't think they can do it, but I think having a slightly closer game in the final is more representative of how incredibly close this series has been.
Zedo trying to get a cheeky goal, couldn't find the back of the net, it goes a little bit wide, but there you have it, guys and gals at home. Heavy AF, and that is Zedo, Steak and Hello are tonight's champions. They have put on such a performance, and Hello just doing a shout out to Shots there. Let's give it to him. Thank you for watching, bud, and Try Harder. Let's just say Versailles, Z9, they had done really well as their buddy. And I don't know why I've had a massive blank. Nalmon. Why could I not remember that? I'm so sorry, Nalmon. If you're watching, buddy, I'm sorry. But no, they put on a great performance, taking it all the way to a game 5 and really close. And this series was intense. There was a pole in the middle, where thing of 2 bits of fabric. It was intense.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I don't know why it took me like a second to get. Wow. Yeah, that was probably one of the closest finals I've seen in a long time. That was throughout the entire series until the last game. I couldn't have. Well, I predicted try harder, but that was just on a whim. I had no idea who was going to take it because it was that close. It was game to game to game to game, and overtime's in there. A couple of last-second goals. It just overall proved how, on a different day, it could have gone differently.
Well, that is it from us tonight, guys, here on Rewind Gaming. We've got Heavy AF going home with those $45 redos. Good for them. That's a nice little bit of pocket money. They've got to be grinning ear to ear. But like I said, that's it for tonight. But we come back next week on Thursday night. Will be the 2v2 weekly tournament. Again, next Saturday is the 3v3. Once again, make sure you tune in for that, or sign up yourselves. Grab a buddy for the 2v2, or grab 2 other friends for the 3v3. Have a chance to have a crack at who you saw today. But until then, I've been Digital Bacon, joined by Scott G. We'll see you soon.
Been a pleasure.